Hello, everyone. So my name's Paul. I'm the education lead for the Ministry of Eco Education, and we're here with Dom, and I'll just pass over to Dom to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Dom Simpson. I am the head of Collie Lane Primary Academy, part of Windsor Academy Trust in the West Midlands.
You're just outside Birmingham, is that right, Dom?
Yeah, we're just just sort of on borders of the Black Country, within the Black Country. So Hale Zone, for those of you that know it, just on the way out of Birmingham.
And then just quick as well, how many staff have you got? How big is the school? How many pupils?
So we have 550 pupils approximately at the moment. We're a 2-3 form-entry school, so larger in Key Stage 2. We have been in the area for a long time. We've celebrated centenary here. We had an old Victorian school, and now we have a brand new school built in 2003. So I suppose not that new anymore. And I've been working with yourself, Paul, for a while.
Okay. And what we're keen for you to do, Dom, is just to explain a little bit about how you came across us and then how your journey has gone. So just to talk through about how you've kind of been inspired and what you've done with the materials.
Yeah, so again, it came across part of the sort of push from Windsor Academy Trust is looking at sustainability, not only from our sort of estate's point of view, but now very much into the curriculum. And a couple of years ago, really now, was we were looking at how we can bring in sustainability into our curriculum. And I stumbled across yourself, Paul, and the Ministry of Eco Education through a webinar. And that sort of got my sort of passion flowing for what it was, because the way that things were presented around someone had done the heavy lifting of finding a whole host of resources that could be put into it really sort of inspired me. So I think I arranged, we had a meeting with ourselves and we looked at it within a scheme, and it linked and aligned very much with how our curriculum runs. We start each of our themes with a big question, very similarly to yourself. So for example, there was the one around, do we live in a fair world? Should we all be vegan? And that was what enabled us to sort of have a dabble. I think that's the best way of putting it, to sort of lift it and try it. And we found very easily that actually the questions that were coming up and the supplementary questions that came from that really inspired the children. I think we wanted it to be not a bolt-on when we talk about sustainability and climate change, and not just a sort of tick list exercise either, that yes, we've done it, because actually the children, and one of the pushes from Windsor Academy Trust is the moral purpose. And the moral purpose of teaching children about climate change is because they're inheriting the space that we currently all occupy, and they need to have that understanding. But I think for time-strapped teachers, it's always a, well, hang on, we've got this change. How am I going to plan this? What am I going to do? And I think that's one of the great benefits of, I'd say, stumbling across yourself and the Ministry of Education. Everything was very clear.
Dom, just in terms of the nuts and bolts of this, you looked at the materials. Who was it in your school who maybe, especially with that fairer society topic, was it you? Who did the planning for that? How did that work?
So I was in a fortunate position because I lead on the Aspire curriculum across the trust, and also, at the school. So I approached it and sort of went about as a trial with my own school. So we were currently planning one of our themes, which we wanted to do more around global and current affairs in our geography theme that we ended the year with. And the timing of me coming across your resources meant, right, actually, we've got a great opportunity here now to have a look at our existing planning, to look at your planning and see where we can sort of align them and bring them together and have, for want of a better phrase, it's just a trial, a play, see what works, what inspires the children. And that's how we sort of came about it. So we did it as a trial across 2 or 3 of our primary schools. Really successful. Schools were able to take on board the different questions, brought a lot of discussion, brought a lot of things, and it enabled us to see that actually there was only tweaks to our existing planning. We weren't having to rewrite everything. We weren't having to trawl the internet for loads of resources, because it was there. I also think, Paul, that we spoke to you and you were able to point us in sort of the right directions. And what that's led to, Paul, if you sort of don't mind me carrying on, is it's led to us thinking, right, we can now do this. How do we now bring sustainability? Not so it's just a theme that gets covered in a 6-week period. How do we enable us to bring that in? And that's the sort of the stage that we're now at with yourselves.
Yeah, so it's an exciting time, isn't it? We kind of see how we can spread it across more of the schools of the trust. And I guess it's that journey of building confidence. So you sort of, like you say, dabbled with it first of all, played around with one topic. Is it this, there was also the vegan topic that you maybe took?
Was, yeah, the year six, should we all be vegan, which was a great one, because again the questions are phrased in such a way that the children have to research, they have to find out the evidence, and I think that's another exciting development. There's so many resources out there that as a school and as a trust we weren't aware of, that just made answering those questions and giving the sort of yes we do agree or no we don't, or actually this is where we sit, a lot easier, and really promoted discussion. It promoted a lot of sort of tier 3 vocabulary, which we're a big push on. We have a large EAL community here, and again that's exposing them to that sort of language and technical vocab. So really, really good.
I guess the other thing to mention as well is that the Inspire curriculum, is it, yeah, what's the right language?
Yeah, so we have an Aspire curriculum that oversees everything. That's where we sort of fit in sort of the history, the art, and actually what we're able to see now going forward is that we're able to weave in more of the sustainability questions or through the maths, through the science, through it doesn't, as I say before, have to be this just a bolt on. And we were very clear when I presented to other heads that we didn't want that. We wanted to make sure it was purposeful and, for want of a better phrase, left the world in a better place, passing that journey on with that understanding, because it's really important. So we're at that stage now where we're looking to develop our curriculum alongside yourselves and trialing it now across our trust to see how we can engage the pupils and how we can get this across.
Well, thank you so much, Dom. Thank you for sharing that journey.
No problem.
Anything else you wanted to say?
Right. I just want to say, I think, it's just, if you're thinking about it and you think, yes, give it a go. I think, the resources are out there, the support's out there, the passion from the children and also the community is out there. And it's just a matter of looking at it and, taking that step of weaving resources into the curriculum that are more relevant, more enjoyable than some of the stuff that we have had to do in the past.
Yeah, great. I think what's really, I guess, exciting, I don't know, is that you're showing that it's manageable, it's achievable. That I think a lot of people think of this as being something that just is so much work, it's just not possible.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is that we can all lift the scheme, we can all adapt it and make it work for us. And I think it's important that folk know that it's the bespokeness of it. I think when we've now embraced it with more with yourselves, that the actual CPL, the staff around sustainability, that's important as well. Having that understanding that it's not just climate change, it's to do with society, which leads into civic responsibility, it's to do with transport and food systems. There's so many things that when you get into it, you're thinking, yes, it's that light bulb moment. And I think it's just, like you say, having a go, starting small, trialing one of the questions, and then building it up, like you've obviously done with some of the pioneer schools that you've had as well, Paul.
Well, thank you so much, Don. Cheers. Thank you for your time.
No problem at all. And thank you for the support.